Today, Jon Jones does an interview on Media Day and almost had us. This close to having us. And then in true Jon Jones fashion, he dropped the ball. Also, what about Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul coming up this weekend on Netflix? A serious question must be posed. Which fight will be more even and possibly go the distance between Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic and Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul? All of this and more on today's episode of Matter of Fact MMA. What's up? What's happening? Let's go. What's up, guys? We right back at it. We right back with it. It's your boy, Matt, and we are here to go over, just going to cover a couple of things that's going on in the MMA sphere, in the MMA news cycle going on right now. So, yesterday, Jon Jones, I'm skipping around. It was UFC 309 Media Day. Not press conference, but Media Day, in which the media had a chance to interview a lot of the fighters. So, first off, shout out to Stipe Miocic. He gets interviewed while eating a plate of food and could care less about doing the interview, could care less about chewing and talking, just couldn't care less about anything. And it really showed you that in this particular fight, Stipe, he playing with house money. Like, he ain't got nothing to lose. Like, he's stepping in there with Jon Jones. If he goes in there and gets washed, it's like, all right, well, Stipe been out for like 4 years. Good shot. Plus, he gets a payday. If he goes in there and wins, ho, 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 ho. A rematch is set up between him and Jon. He goes down as the first guy to actually beat Jon that doesn't include 12-6 elbows. And a second huge payday coming up in that rematch. And really, he would endear himself to MMA fans everywhere for getting that win. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Stipe. Let's move on to Jon Jones. Jon Jones. Now, if you're just tuning into this video, if you're like a first-time watcher or anything of my content, then I will tell you, as I try to fix the collar on my Raven shirt, I am a Jon Jones fan. I'm a long-time MMA fan, so I was a Jon Jones fan back in the past, you know what I'm saying, when he was beating the brakes off Shogun. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, let me tell you, 2023, and this is saying a lot. Jon Jones done hit a pregnant woman in a car. He's had some all-night escapades with a little bit of that snow and hookers. He's got gas station D pills. You know what I'm saying? Homie done been popped for steroids. He done did a lot of stuff, and I've always remained a fan because, look, man, I'm a real life dude. I got a family, you know what I'm saying? I don't look to Jon Jones to get my life or moral advice. He's just a fighter. He's just an athlete to me. But I will say 2023 and 2024 have been two of the hardest years to be a Jon Jones fan. And that's saying a lot because I just listed just barely all of the crap he's gone through. We're not even going to get into the Vegas incident and his daughter calling the police on him because of what was going on between him and his wife. So I'm not even going to get into that. Because I don't know. You might be able to get sued off YouTube. I don't know. I don't want no trouble. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no trouble. But, bro, 2023 and 2024, it's just like, in the past, as a Jon Jones fan, you could always, if you look at it like me, he's just an athlete. He's just a fighter to me. I'm not looking at him for moral advice. I'm not looking at him for morals, goals, life direction, no affirmations coming from Jon Jones. I ain't tripping on Jon Jones at all. Like, he's just a dude that entertains me when I watch him fight. So I've always been able to separate his outside the octagon shenanigans. But 2023 and 2024 has really put on display his inside of the octagon shenanigans in a way with all of this mess about fighting Tom, not fighting Tom, so I will say what I'm getting to is that media day. I'm watching I'm watching Jon Jones. They start asking him questions about Tom Aspinall. And as I'm listening to him talk, I was this close to buying into what he was saying about why he doesn't want to fight Tom. Like, he was speaking well. He speak eloquently. You know what I'm saying? He seemed very firm in what he was talking about. He seemed to, like, it was well thought out. He had a well thought out explanation as to why he did not believe that he needed to fight Tom Aspinall. And it was very sound in a way, right? But two caveats to that. One, Tom Aspinall is the interim heavyweight champion. And everything Jon said about not wanting to fight Tom, and it's a better fight for him to fight Alex Pereira, and he's going to make more money and all of these things, all of that was fine if the dude isn't the interim champion of the world. Because in any sport, hell, in WWE, if there's an interim champion, when the real champion comes back, they fight. And that's in fake WWE, you know what I'm saying? So that was one caveat where I was like, okay, I don't know about this logic, but I'm trying to ride with you, Jones. I'm trying to ride with you, Bones. Okay. But then as we get to the more toward, it's about, you know, depending on the length of the video that you watched, the one I watched was like 24, 25 minutes. Around the 21, 22 minute mark is where, you know, as you're watching this, by the time you get to the middle, you're like, Jon's kind of losing me, but I'm trying to follow his logic. Okay, all right, this is all right. Okay, we're all right. We're not cooking, but we've at least turned on the stove. I'm following the dude, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And then, bruh, when we get to about the 21, 22 minute mark, he literally flamed and laid to waste all of the jargon, all of the points, all of the things he was saying as to why he did not want to fight Tom. You know, he clearly was talking about, you know, his business decision, and, you know, he's a good champion. He should go on and continue to have a good career. He's a good guy, da-da-da-da-da. Then he tanks the whole thing at the end in true Jon Jones fashion, just like when his publicists, you know, and his handlers are like, yeah, you know, Jon's been doing good here lately. Everything's fine. Oh, he just hit a pregnant woman in the car. Oh, he just fled the scene, came back for a pipe, and then fled the scene again. All right, everything's been going good with Jon. Everything's fine. You know, he's going to make this big comeback against DC. Oh, he gets popped for banned substance. Oh, well. Okay, all right, well, you know, everything's fine. Jon's coming back. This should be all right. He's going to step in the ring with Gustafson. We'll check this out. Oh, he got popped for picograms. Now we need to move the whole show to California. You know what I'm saying? Like, being Jon Jones' publicist it's as hard of a job as being Chris Brown publicist. You know what I'm saying? So, bruh, what I'm saying is he tanks it by starting to talk about Tom Aspinall's an asshole. I don't want to do business with him. If he came to me with a little bit more respect, I'd do business with him. He comes from this internet generation who just says whatever and da-da-da-da-da. And then that's when it just truly, he lost everybody. I mean, he lost everybody. I mean, it was like, he didn't really have us. Let's be real. We all know Jon's full of shit. So he didn't really necessarily have us. But, you know, as you're going through that video, you're like, okay, all right. But then it just jumped off. And the real Jon came out of all of that. I'm trying to be a nice guy. I'm trying to give respect to Tom. I'm trying to give you all, you know, my reason and my logic. And then the real Jon came out. And it probably boils down to, he just didn't, well, for one, he's ducking Tom. He doesn't want that smoke. He made it clear. Tom is bigger than him. Tom is younger than him. You know, has all of these attributes that maybe Jon Jones no longer possesses. So that shows you he knows that this is the biggest risk to his fighting career is fighting Tom Aspinall. So that out the way. Aside from that, I also get the vibe that Tom just wasn't willing to kiss his ass in these meetings. He says that they've had no meetings about a fight, but I'm sure he's paying attention to all the interviews, everything Tom says. And essentially, you know, Tom wasn't getting ready to just grovel all over. He wasn't getting ready to glaze you, little bro. So it is what it is. Still, it's shout out to Jon Jones. I hope he goes out there and beats Stipe, but still, he ducking. He showed his true colors the 56,000th time in this media day. Tom Aspinall is the real heavyweight champion. Let's move on. Finally, last thing I'm going to talk about is going to be Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. So there's not a lot to say about this. Of course, I got to go along with Jake Paul to win. That's no secret. If you've got any intelligence, any sense, you got to go for him to win. But with that being said, and on a lot of videos for the lead up to this fight this week and the media day, I think it was like the press conference where Ariel was up on stage with his voice cracking. You know how Ariel will do. His voice going to give way. But, you had that. And then, you had, the little, media day workout thing. And it just boils down to, bro, in those videos, I keep posting this comment. Jake Paul's going to win. Everything in you, in your brain, in your body, every fiber in your being, in your soul. Jake Paul's going to win, okay? Because Father Time is undefeated. And the last time I checked, Mike Tyson does not have the key to defeating Father Time. Even with how good a shape he got in, Lord knows what he took to get to that point, and that's no disrespect. It's just a fact. But the reality of it is, bro, Father Time is undefeated. But this is just one of those fights where if something off the wall was going to happen, you want it to be this fight. You want Mike Tyson to go out there and knock out Jake Paul. Because quite honestly, the only way I see Mike Tyson winning is if he catches Jake Paul off guard, who might take him lightly, and knocks him out in the first or second round. They're only 2-minute rounds. That gives Mike about 4 minutes of good, solid cardio and power. I think that's his only chance, but honestly, I think Jake Paul's going to be intelligent enough to get on his bike that first and second round, and as Mike starts to slow in the third and fourth, Jake Paul will go out there and do his thing. But it's just like if there's any justice in the world, you want this to be the one time that you see the justice and Mike Tyson goes out there and knocks out Jake Paul. We probably won't get that because it's hard to get good things in MMA and in boxing, but that's what you want to see. I mean, a lot of people are praying the same thing for Stipe to go out there and knock out Jon Jones. The Jon Jones fan in me, I can't agree with that, but it would be funny. Let me tell you, it would be funny. But nevertheless, bro, just wanted to drop in, kind of bring you up to date with a couple of things I saw on the internet. I love all the additional traffic that all this Jon Jones mess is bringing this week. So if you're a first-time watcher, welcome. Please like, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate anybody who even takes 1 minute to watch a little piece of my videos. So I do want to thank you for that. And, once again, I do want to thank you for joining me for another episode of Matter of Fact MMA. And I check you next time. Peace.